What's up, losers? Sip here. Today I'm gonna show you guys the one hopper multi-item sorter. Let's get to it. Alright, so as the name suggests, this actually only uses one hopper, as you can tell, which is right here. And this is literally just to put the items in. So you can tell this is actually pretty compact. It's very small. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 chests. So with one hopper, you can sort 17 chests, which actually sort multiple items. So if you look at this redstone chest, it has all these different items, pistons, redstone blocks, stuff like that. And all these chests can actually sort different types of stuff. This is a fuel chest, this is the ice chest, and it just works perfectly. So yeah, I guess I'll show you guys how to make it. Alright, so to start making it, you're first gonna need to know that for each chest, you're gonna have to fill it up completely, such as this. So as you can tell, each chest has at least, one of whatever item you want to put in it. So this actually requires you to have one of every item you're gonna throw in your chest. So what this means is, let's say like you have what's like water bottles, right? Or not water bottles, but the empty versions of them, just the bottles, right? And you never get those, right? But you have those in your inventory, and you know that eventually, if you kill a witch, you might get one. So that means you're gonna have to make a chest with a bottle in it. So this can always be an extra chest that you never actually use, but you're just gonna have to put that in there. Keep in mind. But let's say it's something like sponges, where you never actually get sponges, because you'll never get them randomly, but you'll get them if you're going for them. So that means you actually don't have to put it in there because you know you're never gonna put it in the storage system anyway. So for items like that, you actually never have to put them in there. But for items such as, bottles that you might get eventually, then you will have to make a chest for it if you think you're going to put it in the sorter. But what you can actually do is just make a junk, like a junk version of it. So let's say, like, I actually don't want this one. All you have to do is just, you can just keep it blank, and then you can put like just a random block over here to like indicate that it's a random, like it doesn't matter, right? And then you just put all the random items in here, and you only need one of each random item. So you have 27 random items, or you can use two if you really want. So yeah, I think it's actually pretty simple, and let's get straight into the actual build. Alright, so first, we're going to start with where you actually want like your sorter to be. So I'm going to place two pistons here, and this is just going to be like, I guess, like a reference point. So once you do that, you're going to place your barrels down. So from this piston, you're just going to give it a gap, and then you're going to place however many barrels you want. So maximum you could do, I'll say, is like 10. So I'm pretty sure you could do 12 because the push limit's 12, but I would say 10 is just to be safe. So I'm just going to do a 5 just so that you guys can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at the fifth one, what you're going to do is you're going to come behind it this way, and then you're going to put pistons like this way. There we go. So it's actually touching it. So don't have a gap, just have it touching. And the way you can think about it is like this to orient the pistons correctly. Think this piston is going to push a block here, so this is going to get pushed here, which means you need pistons here to push it this way. So we're just making like a infinite loop so that it works. Then over here, what you're going to do is you're going to place another 5 barrels. But since we have one here, you're just going to place 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, well that's one of them. So then I guess 4 extra ones. So it's still 5, right? So that's 5 right there. And then you're going to place another piston right here. So since we have to push it this way, you're actually going to have to leave a gap. Because if you were to have one here, that means that this piston would push it past. So leave a gap on this one. And then you're going to do the same thing over here, and you're going to leave a gap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're just going to place your piston like this. And yeah, that's all your pistons that you have to place, and then you just have to place the rest of the barrels. So you're gonna place, and then 5 just like that. So it should have a double gap. Now, when we actually put the redstone, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to put one more barrel, but I'll discuss that later. So let me show you how to do the redstone. Alright, so for the next step, you're actually gonna pick where you want to pick up your items. So let's say you want to come over here, and this is where you want, to see the barrels. So make sure you have a side that you want to pick. It doesn't matter which side, just pick one of them. So I'm gonna pick this side right here. Now the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna place a, like, I guess give it a 3 block space like this. So 1, 2, 3, and then wait, there we go, like that. So you should have 3 blocks over here that you can see, and then it should be touching the two pistons. Like so if the pistons were here, for example, it'd be touching it, and it's touching it here. So they're just one off the pistons, just like that. So that means you have 3 spaces open, and then this is where we're gonna start our redstone. So you're just gonna place a block here, so one away from the actual piston itself, and you're gonna place a button on top. Then you're going to come over here, and you're going to do this, like this, and then you're going to place 2 pieces of redstone just like that. So when you click the button, it should activate both pistons. Now we're going to come down here, and you're going to start placing some repeaters. So you're going to place one repeater set to 4 ticks, and another repeater set to 4 ticks. and then you're gonna move it over here just like this, and then on this one you're gonna place a block up like this. You're gonna place a piece of redstone, and then we're just gonna do the same thing. A repeater set to 4 ticks, and a repeater set to 4 ticks, and you're gonna do this all the way around. But keep in mind, like depending on how your build is, like let's say your house is kind of small or something like that, you can always change up the redstone. You know what I mean? You can go under if you want. It's just simple redstone. I'm just showing you guys so that you guys can see it visually. But you can move these pistons below, like underground, if you really want. I'm just doing it over here so you guys can see. But yeah, we're just gonna keep continuing, and all of this is easy until you get to like the last part, which it's still easy, but it's gonna be a little bit different. So I'm just gonna place one more block here, like this, and just like that. So that means we have all the pistons. All right, so now that you have all the redstone done, make sure this is not connected to this one. It should just be like a, it should end over here. It shouldn't be all the way around. Once you do that, we can actually knock out one of the barrels. So I'm just gonna knock out this corner over here on the opposite side. So it should look something like this. And when you click the button, you should see that it does a perfect circle all the way around, and it should end how it started. Except the barrels have moved one slot towards this way, towards the right. So now we actually have to get into the like little redstone that will time it going into a circle. Alright, so right now we're gonna go to the right of the button, so come right here, and just anywhere you want, just make it kind of close, but give it some room. You're gonna start placing your actual clock. So like the thumbnail said, or the title, it said it's a one hopper item sorter, which is true. It is a one hopper item sorter. But to make it easier, you could make an etho clock, which uses 2 more hoppers, which is still amazing. That's only 3 hoppers. Or if you really want to only use 1 hopper, you can just make a redstone timer, which is something like this. So you just make it, I'd say about 10 pistons would be 10 repeaters would be good, and then you set them to 4 ticks. But for this, I'm just gonna use an etho clock, which I think you guys should all use. It's a lot more smaller and it works better. So yeah, make an etho clock like this. So just put 2 hoppers going into each other. Then on each side, you're gonna place a comparator going out from each side, like this. So it should look something like this. Place a block here, then a piece of redstone on top of each of the blocks, and then place a piston going like this towards each hopper on that. And then you're actually going to place in this exact number. So place in 10 items in one of the hoppers. So I'm just going to place in here, and then you should see both of these close. So I'm actually just going to break this piece of redstone, and then you're just going to place a redstone block on top, and then you could replace the redstone. So now you're going to see once all the items go, it's going to start switching. So that's working pretty good. Like I said before, you don't need to do this. You could just make a, what's it called, a repeater clock. So just put 10 repeaters down and set them all to 4 ticks, and that should do the same concept. But if you did this, all you have to do now is just place a observer going into like one of these sides, doesn't matter, and then place a block here like that, and then go in over here just like this, and then put a repeater here with a piece of redstone on here. And then you should see this will fire the system just like that, and it'll do this every couple moments. So it is pretty like perfectly timed to make it so that it gives it enough time for the items to sort. But yeah, other than that, that's actually that's pretty much done for the redstone. All we have to do now is just start filling in the items. So let's get on to that. Alright, so to pick which chest you want, all you have to do is simply just place a block above it. So this is just going to show you which chest is which, since you can't really tell any other way. So just place a block that will represent the chest. So for this one, I'm just going to use different colors of wool to make it more simple. But you can do stuff like where for example, for redstone, you can put like a dropper on top of it, so you could do something like this, or like a dispenser like this, and this could represent your redstone. Just make sure it's not blocks like redstone blocks that will actually end up powering the system, and it can't be blocks like scaffolding that'll break when you push it. So just use blocks like this that are pushable and won't break the system, like won't power the system, and won't break when pushed. So for this example, I'm just going to be using all the different colors of wool. So I'm just going to place them all in like this, and you can just use any blocks you want. You could use slabs, stairs, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of up to you on this point. Like I can't really tell you how to do it, but you know what I mean. So just pick whatever blocks you want. So I'm just using the wools, and then once you do that, you're gonna have to go all the way around. So I'm just gonna put some other more items, and I'll cut back when I have all the items done. Alright, so for the last step, you should have all of your items, like which, the ones that you are sorting on top of them. And now we can actually get into the actual sorting part. So it's very simple. So for the red wool, I'm just going to be doing red wool. And these ones are easy if you're just doing one item. So you just fill it up completely. All you need is one item of each, and that's actually done for that part. So for the orange wool, same thing. You just fill it up. And remember, you could do any item you want, like I said. But I'm actually going to show you something that maybe you wouldn't know. So this one right here is actually a dispenser. So I'm just going to click it a couple times to make it, go in a circle. And I'll show you guys. So I actually kind of did it so that you can see the dispenser from where you're going to be looking at. So yeah, here's a dispenser and here's a diamond block. I'm gonna show you the special thing about these two. So I'll cut back. Alright, so for the dispenser, like I said before, this is gonna represent redstone. So for redstone, of course, you're not gonna do one item. You need multiple items, which is the nice thing about this system. So for this one, I'm actually gonna be doing a bunch of different redstone. So I have the observer, redstone repeaters. I have torches, redstone comparators, sticky pistons, normal pistons, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll show you guys how to do it. So for example, you're probably gonna be getting redstone a lot, right? You're probably gonna have a lot of redstone. So you can put a bunch of slots for redstone, right? I think that would make a lot of sense. Now for repeaters, you might not have as much. You might only have like 2 stacks. So I'm just gonna put 2 of those. Comparators, same thing. I'd probably only have 2 stacks. Redstone torches, I'd say maybe I'd have 3 stacks. You know what? Maybe even 4. And then pistons, I'd probably have 2 stacks of those. So that's 2, 2, and then probably 3 stacks of observers, and then I'd just say 3 stacks of dispensers. So that's something that it has to look like, just like that. You just have to make sure that every slot is filled, just like that. And that's actually pretty much it for that one. So you can do this with any other chest you want. So you can actually have only one wool chest. So you can just represent it with a piece of wool, and then you can have one of each type of wool. And then you'd probably have to double it up since there's 27 slots. But yeah, for the diamond one, it's the same thing. You can just do ores in this one. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of gold, a bunch of iron, and then I'm probably not gonna get that many emeralds. I'm probably not gonna get that many diamonds. So something like that would work too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But before I show you the complete last step, all you have to do is just fill in every single chest you want, and I will show you a recommendation I have. Alright, so for the last step, first you want to have a way to actually be able to pick up your items, of course, because if you see, when I try picking it up, it'll kick you out once it gets pushed. So all you're going to do is place a block next to the button and place a lever on top of it. And then if you flick the lever, you should see it'll actually stop the system so that you can grab whatever item you want. So let's say like you see the green one come and you want it, you just click the lever, it'll stop it, you can get all your items, and then you unflick the lever and it'll start doing the normal cycling thing. But I guess for the last step is where we technically place the one hopper, which like I said before, this is a one hopper system. All you have to do, place it right here with a chest on top. And that's literally your whole system done. All you have to do now is just grab like a sign or something. I mean, you don't even need to, but yeah, this is just where you put your items in. So if I were to put, what should I put? Maybe light blue wool. And then I guess, yeah, I'll cut back when this comes somewhere over here. Alright, so the light blue wool is coming up, and I actually put some more wool in here. So you're going to see what's going to happen. So the wool hasn't gone into any chest except for this one. So look now. You see how it's starting to go into this chest, but it's not going into any other chest? That's because it can only go into this chest. So I guess that's pretty much the whole item sorted done. One recommendation I would give is, like as you can see, I put 2 orange wools. And I actually want to show you guys an example. So which one is that? It might be, oh wait, no, it's actually this one. So as you can tell, this is just a bunch of random items, right? So you should have a barrel that has random items that you think you won't get with just one slot, right? So like this is kind of stupid, but I mean I should probably flick the lever, but just have something that it's only one slot. So it's like one glowstone and then one bowl, just stuff that you never really get, but if you do get, it won't clog the system. So I think that's smart, making some junk chest, and I just use a compositor to symbolize it, but you could use anything you want. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get to the outro. I hope you losers enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you join the Discord. That's where I could just help you guys if you guys have any questions on this, or if you just want to talk, I guess. One thing I want to say, if you're a YouTuber and you want to use this design, I don't know what to tell you. Just I don't know. At least give me credit if you're gonna make a video about this. I really recommend. I mean, I would hope you wouldn't, because I just don't see a point of other people making the same video if I already made it. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like demotivating when people take videos, but I'm not, I can't really do nothing about it. So if you are going to take it, at least give me credit. Just put my channel link or something and mention me in the video. That should be good. But yeah, if you losers really did enjoy, make sure you give me a kiss good night. See you.